Hello violin players, welcome to Pro Strings. I'm Henriette and this video is lesson 7 in the Crickboom Violin class for beginners. Today we're going to consolidate all the techniques that we've learned in previous lessons, and we're also going to have a look at the etude number 1. So I'm hoping you have your violin ready and your bow tightened and with some rosin on. And before we're going to get started with our open string bowing, let's just double check that we have got that nice ring as the basis of our bow hold. And then I would like you to double check also that you've got a space between your index finger and your middle finger. No more than about a finger width space though, so if you have been getting used to playing like this, come back in the right position again with your index finger. And then we've also got a finger width space between our pinky and our ring finger, and our pinky, as you know, is nice and round and on the side edge of your bow. So when you're ready with a good bow hold, let's put the violin up on your shoulder, and I want you to slide it so that your earlobe is over your chin rest, and then you may hold your left hand there, and we're going to start on 8 long G's followed by 8 long D's, 8 long A's, 8 long E's, and so on. And I want you to try and leave your bow on the string all the time. So let's go ahead and get started. We're ready on the G string. I'll count us in for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. D string is next, but before we do that, if you find yourself shaking a little bit, that sometimes happens when you're about here, just stop for a moment and drop your shoulder down a little bit more, and that should after a while help with the shaking. So we're on to the D string now, 8 times with long bows, and now we're going on to the A string, and what I'd like you to do now is just check your feet. Are you stepping forward a little step with your left foot, and are you nice and loose in your knees, so your knees are slightly bent? Right, drop your right shoulder, and here we go on the A string, and job. And finally 8 times on the E string, there we go, and well done. Very nice playing. So let's now put our violin down for a moment, and we will just refresh our bow hold and consolidate it even more. Let's do, once you've checked over your bow hold and your thumb is nice and bent, let's do some waves with your bow. So you make your wrists as flexible as possible. There we go, very nice. And now let's do some windscreen wipers. And really try to feel that shift in balance. Good. Let's do it a few more times. Last one. Good. Let's have the bow upright and let's crawl up to the point of the bow and then come all the way down in your own time. Now this is not a rush, so you want to take your time, going all the way to the point of the bow and then going very slowly, step by step, back to the heel of the bow. And remember, you train your fingers the best when you keep slow and you become more aware of what your fingers are doing as you go step by step. Wow! When you get to the heel of the bow, try to find that nice bow hold again. Remember to bend your thumb underneath and set your fingers down one by one, and that's very, very nice. Lovely job. Let's put the bow down now and let's get the violin. And I'd like you to put your violin up on your left shoulder, and we're going to do our left hand pizzicato. So our thumb, your thumb goes into that really snug little corner there. Bring your elbow underneath the violin so that your fingers go up and over, and make sure your hand is round this side of the violin here, so it goes nice and high up. Perhaps you can reach to the G string now with your little finger, and we'll pluck each of the strings 4 times. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your ring finger here is for the D string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your middle finger here is for the A string. Lovely job. And your index finger is for the E string. Really good. Give your elbow a really good swing underneath the violin. And you might even want to just swing your arms out like that so that you get your blood flowing again in your arm muscles. Let's pick up the bow now and let's have a look at the etude. And this etude is called number 1, and in my book it's on page 4. So etude number 1 on page 4 of your book. So let's pick up the bow. When we have a look at it at the start, we see that letter C again, which stands for common time. So we're going to count 4 counts in each bar. And bar 1 is 2 counts down bow, 2 counts up bow, and then you hold the next note for 4 counts. So I'll play that for you. Can you try and count along with me? So I'm going to get ready on the A string. And I'm going to count myself in for 4. Can you try initially to count along? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, Awesome. So you will have seen that in this exercise, even this first line of this exercise, we are using all the bow strokes that we have practiced in previous lessons. So you perhaps also have spotted that when we hold a bow for 2 counts, the bow travels faster than when we hold it for 4 counts. I'll show you this, look. 1, 2, 1, 2. And now when I go for 4 counts, my bow goes half as fast. 1, 2, 3, And as we go along in this exercise, I'd like you to observe the differences in bow speed. So will you join me? And we're going to play the first line. So we're on to the A string. Let's set your bow onto A, and remember, if you can avoid lifting up your bow during this whole line, that would be absolutely awesome. So step into your relaxed stance. Are we ready? After 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Now go slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the next bar, we're going to stay at the lower half of the bow, up to the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whole bows again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm hoping that you will have noticed that on this last note, your bow was going really, really slowly. So we're really practicing our bow control in this line. Shall we play that whole line again? So whilst you play, you might want to glance at the next bar. So if you play bar 1 and you've got it into your head what bar 1 will be like, try to glance at bar 2 so that you know what's coming up. Now, I very much realise that this is multitasking to the full, but let's give it a go, shall we? So let's get ready on the A string. Check out your stance, check out your shoulders. Are your shoulders in their lowest position? Awesome, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now. Whole bow. Stay at the lower half. That is brilliant playing. If you've got the control to be able to do all of that without stopping, that is very, very lovely. Well, haven't you made good progress in just a few days? Well done. I am very much chuffed with your progress. Now, you will have noticed that our last note of our first line finished at the point of the bow, so that is where we're going to continue with line 2. So will you join me playing line 2? Now, I have to just warn you that when you start line 2, you want to point your bow hand forward. So be careful that you don't start it somewhere here with your arm. If that is you, see if you can stretch that bow arm forward. So, in other words, you might want to just push your upper arm this way a little bit. Okay, so that your hand is in front of your tummy, right there. So here we go, at the point of your bow, and we're just going to play line 2. After 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to the middle. Whole bow. 2, 3, 4. Up to the middle again now. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Rest. A 4-count note. Use the whole bow going very slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we've got a whole bar rest. We're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and now the next note has a down bow sign on it. And this down bow sign is a little sort of square almost with the bottom line missing. That represents the outline of the heel here. So what we're doing, we finished the previous note at the point, and during our rest we're going to retake the bow and we're going to reset it at the heel of the bow. And that is the meaning of that down bow sign, that this next note is going to move the bow down bow. Your hand is going down, that's what a down bow is. So let's carry on, shall we? And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So whilst I have said you leave the bow down on the string during your playing as much as you can, that is true. But here we have got a special indication in the music that says retake the bow and reset it at the heel. So you have got a little circle in the air and then you reset the bow there. Shall we play line 2 once again? Alright, you may remember that we started it at the point of the bow. Ready? After 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to the middle now. 1, 2, 3. Rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome, awesome playing. Now we're going to save the rest of this tune for tomorrow's lesson, and let's first give your arms a really good rest, because you are playing longer and longer spells of music, which is good, and you may feel it that you're beginning to build up some longer stretches of music, some more stamina. So give your arms a really good floppy shake like this. So let them dangle so that your arms get really nice and relaxed. Now let's do some shoulder lifts, shall we? And drop them down. And now lift your shoulders up and see if you can drop them even further down than that previous go. And one more time. Up and down. That should feel really good. Now let's turn your shoulders now. Let's do some shoulder crawling. Forwards first and then backwards. And this way we're always very aware that our shoulders are nice and relaxed. Now you might also have been gripping the violin a little bit with your neck. So let's shake your head no, and shake your head yes, because that is another area where we might store some tension when we play. So go and left to right again and head up and down. And if that is a bit crunchy in your neck, just give it a bit of time to very gently move. Lovely job. As you may recall, we have got one exercise left that we want to try and do today again, and that is our bow control exercise. So what we're going to do is place the violin on your shoulder, and let's move the bow with the correct bow hold away from the violin, and let's set it down at the heel on the D string. There. Remember to drop your shoulder and your elbow down once you've hit the D string. Take your bow away again, and let's now place it in the middle on the A string. So watch where the middle is. You should have your marker there in the middle. Take your bow away. Now let's place your bow at the point on the G string. See if you can not slap it on the string like that, but control and set it down. Lovely job. Take your bow away. Now let's put it in the middle on the E string. Find where the middle is. Good job. Let's place it at the point on the A string. With control. Well done. Let's place it at the heel on the G string. Lovely. Take it away again. And finally, let's place your bow in the middle on the E string. There. See, you're beginning to control your bow better and better as we progress. So, well done for sticking with me all this time in this lesson. And I very much look forward to seeing you again in lesson 8. Goodbye.